What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 2 of NHL 24 Minnesota Wild Franchise Mode Series. Thank you guys so much for the support on the first episode. If you guys could also leave a thumbs up on this one as well, I'd really appreciate it. As you guys can see, we're currently 3-1-2 in the preseason. Eric's neck there actually leading score, 8.6 games. I'm sure probably be Kaprizov by the end of this season. If you guys missed the first episode, I highly recommend going and check it out. But as you can see there, the Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup. We missed the playoffs, which is what we were trying to do. We were trying to rebuild. Unfortunately, did not, get the first overall pick, even the second overall pick. I think we had the 7th best odds, moved down to 8th, and then ended up trading up to 5 to get Demidov. So we got him in the AHL right now, but first I'll show you guys the NHL team. As you can see there, first line got Kaprizov, Steven Stamkos, big free agent signing, and Matthew Boldy. Now, Stammer wanted a 1 year, which kind of worked out perfectly, so I overpaid him for 1 year. I'm thinking if we're not in the playoffs, which we shouldn't be, can hopefully flip him for a bunch at the deadline, especially too if we retain 50%. Second line there, you got Blake Wheeler coming back to his home state, playing with Eriksson and Zuccarello. They get a +3, so the entire top 6 getting pretty good chemistry. Third line, you got Kazadinov there playing with Rossi, Lekermaki. Definitely like the young gun line. Fourth line here, you got Samuel Poulin playing with Connor Dewar back on the team and Adam Beckman. Defensively here, we got Brodin Spurgeon still on the top pair, again a +5. Faber now 87 on the second pair with Dumba, who I returned to the team. Same with Scandella. John Klingberg here as well. And I feel like Klingberg played for Minnesota. Yeah, he did. 22-23, 17 games. So kind of funny, just a bunch of familiar faces. I'm hoping Klingberg as well. He's going to be playing second power play. Maybe he can put up some points. We can trade him at the deadline. First power play gets a +5. And I actually set the special team lines this season. Even though I'm not trying to do good, there's like certain guys I want to get, a little bit extra ice time. Basically the guys we're looking to flip at the deadline. PK wise, we actually get +5 in the first PK as well, I think. Big reason for that is Eriksson. He's got a bunch of really good X factors for it. 3-man, I think, the second 30-minute only place we get the negative chemistry. Goaltending wise as well, Gustafson's our starter at 85. Wallstedt's now at 84, so have a bit of a goalie, controversy. I feel Gustafsson maybe trade away this year. We'll see how he plays. Wallstedt, even could grow and beat him out for the starting job. AHL-wise as well, you got Nedeljkovic there. I signed to be the backup, not thinking Wallstedt was going to grow that much. Peretz there is his backup. First line, you got Firstov playing with Shaw and Demidov, as I mentioned. We drafted him 5th overall. Hopefully, he ended up being a really good player for us. You got Yurov on the second line, hoping he also can make the team eventually. Phillips, Comtois. We signed some guys just to play in the AHL. Ogren, of course, hopefully makes a jump to the NHL at some point. Defensively here, you get a bunch of guys in the 70s. Lambo's here, probably our best defensive prospect still. So, like I said in the first episode, I'm trying to just rebuild in these first few years. And the reason for that, as you guys can see at the bottom there, is the fact we still have almost $15 million in the preseason suitor bio penalties. Next season, though, it's going to drop to a little under 2. So, like, even right now, in terms of extensions, we could literally have 14.7 free money to give Brock Faber. I think he's going to do well this season. 5 years, 8.2. 6 years, 8.9. We need him for 6 more years. I feel like, would he say no to 8.25 for 6 years? Usually, on the extensions, they're more willing to take a bit of a pay cut. Marco Rossi here also needs his first real NHL contract. 6.3 for 2. Wow, they got him making $9 million in 4 years, so they think he's going to get really good. I don't know, he's playing third line center. For an 8-year deal, he wants $12 million, currently 84. He doesn't even have elite potential. We're going to have to wait on Rossi. That just does not make any sense. Kazadinov there, we actually can't extend, which is kind of interesting. I feel like we should be able to. And then goaltending here, Wallstedt also needs an extension. Hasn't played any NHL games yet, so yeah, this is the time to do it. Okay, we'll just do a 2-year bridge there. Under $1 million. I feel like that's pretty fair. And in terms of the ratings for this season, guys, you can see there we got 96 offense, which is honestly a lot higher than I expected. Only 84 defense, though, even though I feel like our defense isn't that bad. And then 86 goaltending. So we'll see how the team does this season. And there we go, guys. Wallstedt said yes to the bridge deal. Obviously, going to cost us more in the future, but for right now, we're getting him quite cheap. Waiting to hear back still from Faber, who said yes. I think 6 years, 8.25. He's going to end up probably being 90-plus defenseman. And now look at this, guys. Nico Sturm, another former Minnesota Wild player, being offered to us by the Sharks with a 4th, for a 4th, 5th, and Scandella. Okay, so basically it's Sturm for a 5th and Scandella. Gonna say no. Also, too, it's early on in the year, but we're playing a lot better than I expected. We're 9-4. I was hoping to rebuild again. I don't know, this team. Okay, as I say that, 3 straight losses. Maybe we can rebuild. Pittsburgh Penguins offering us only a 4th and a 6th for Wheeler. He's playing second line. I think if he puts up some points, we should be able to get at least, I don't know, a 2nd round pick I was hoping for him. Alright, guys, this is kind of wild, no pun intended. We are 18, 13, and 3. So we have a winning record. Like, we look like we're doing pretty good, but then you go to our division. We're actually 6th place there. The Central is just that stacked. So, I mean, we're only 3 points out of being last in the division. Unfortunately, you go to the Pacific. You got the Sharks, the Kraken there in the 20s. I mean, let's see, anyone else? The Flyers there have 29. So maybe we got to trade away somebody right now, because I don't think we're going to make it when we have this many teams doing good in front of us. Even the Coyotes somehow 42 points. The Blues there even tied with us. Although, you know what I just realized? We have 5 games in hand on the Blues. So essentially, we are ahead of them. I don't know. I guess we'll have to kind of see this through. right now. Kaprizov's popping off, 46 and 34. AHL, Europe, they're averaging about a point per game. They're currently fighting for a playoff spot. Right now, they're tied with the Griffins for the last one. So I guess wait till the deadline. They do have so many games in hand. If this team's somehow in the playoff spot, I'd hate to, lose a chance at a cup. All right, guys, we're at the deadline here with a 500 record, 28, 28, and 5. We are actually last place in the Central. The Blues, even with all those games in hand, they actually ended up above us. January, February, we did not do too great. Like right here in February, we had a 5-game losing streak, won a couple, lost a couple. So, we're right where we want to be, I guess, at this point. Kraken, they're below us. The Flames are, wow, also below us. Same with the Sharks. So even though we're last in the division, apparently the Central is insane. I think we're like, yes, kind of the same as last year. We're like 7th last in NHL. The Flyers jumped from 8th to the first pick, so you never know. Maybe we can too. Kaprizov, their leading scorer, 62 and 61. AHL team, Europe, 45 and 50. They're actually second place. So AHL team, that's good to see. Definitely, we're going to be flipping Stamkos here. We'll be trading away Wheeler because we're not making the playoffs. We're last place in the division. So, like, even if, we had a positive record, the way the division is, there's just no way we're getting in. So, definitely trading away Stamkos here. Wheeler, any other vets on expiring deals. Try and get this team as low as we can. Crosby there on the block with the Penguins. I really do wonder if this will happen next year in real life if, the Penguins are not in a playoff spot. Anderson, Carlson, Brodin, it's the AIGM. Could make a splash, like trade him or Spurgeon. Nelson's there. Stamkos, of course. Letang, speaking of Spurgeon, Kopitar, Eriksson, Ek. Okay, so we almost have like half of the trade deadline being our players. Again, it does suck, even though we're last in the division. There's, 6 teams below us, and it's going to be tough to, like, drop below them. But obviously, I feel like a bigger concern is actually just, getting something for Stamkos. So, how's he been playing? He's got 50 points, 60 games. It's not bad at all. I think we can definitely get something for him here. The trade value reflects the fact, he is 35 years old. All right, guys, now next year I'm trying to make a blockbuster trade with the Ottawa Senators. I was going through all the teams, trying to find a team that had, like, a good prospect on the block. As for whatever reason, most teams in this game, even ones that are, like, guaranteed a playoff spot, won't put their first-round pick on the block, as you can see here with the Sens. Now, having said that, they have a great prospect on the block in Cole Yzerman. I'm not sure why. Obviously, was a top pick in the draft that just passed. Currently 18 years old, 78 overall, mediumly potential there. 10 goals, 22 assists. Definitely more of a goal scorer, which is interesting to see. Again, 4th overall pick. He was taken one before us. Whatever reason, the Sens have him on the block, even though they have a great record there. I think they might be first in Atlantic. I am taking back Korpisalo, which is a huge cap cost for us. $4 million for the next 3 years, essentially. But trading over Stamkos at 50% and Zuccarello. These are 2 top 6 players. They're going to make the Sens super competitive this year. Could help them win the Stanley Cup. So I feel like if they do have Yzerman on the block, this is a pretty decent return. They're getting 2 great players, and they're dumping Korpisalo's salary. What I'm thinking is I'll just try and trade it away, like, for anything we can. Even if I have to pay, a 4th-round pick, it's still worth it to get Yzerman in this trade. Could also even buy him out, worst-case scenario. So the value's on our side. I don't know. I'm trying something here. We'll see what the Sens say. Trades rejected. I thought, the cap dump, Yzerman would be on the block. This would be enough. We're going to be worse than the Islanders, I think. Throw in a 2nd-round pick. Trade still rejected. They'd have to put Derek Forbort on waivers. Okay. All right, so let's try this, guys. Yzerman, Korpisalo for Stammer, 2 seconds. The Korpisalo contract hurts us, but if it allows them to not put Forbort through waivers and we get Yzerman, I think it is worth it. Quite close to trade value. Oh my, I'm not going to have any time left to trade away Zuccarello and Wheeler at this point. Montreal just offered us a 2nd and 3rd and Owen back for Stamkos. Not bad. I can't believe how tough Ottawa's being in negotiations. Let me just see if I can take Forbort. I mean, they have so many NHL defensemen here. All right, guys, so since the Ottawa trade was just not working, I'm now trying to trade Stamkos to Montreal for Tij Ginla and Owen Beck. I feel like, this is actually a pretty decent return for him. We don't have to retain anything here either. Ginla, 1872, medium top 6. You got Beck there, 2175, medium top 6. There's just a couple, solid prospects. Stamkos is getting older. See what the Canadians say. Trades accepted. Okay, so I would like to get more for Stammer. We did get him for free. We've got an hour left now. I guess main thing is, we could trade Wheeler. I'd still like to get Yzerman. And I was trying to make a trade happen here, guys. The Canucks to get Willander for Zuccarello. Unfortunately, they were right up against Sidecap. Matt was trying to take other players back that had big cap hits and just couldn't make it happen. Obviously, kind of like real life, just ran out of time there. Like the Ottawa trade that didn't happen really took a chunk of time trying to make that work because they were, refusing to put anybody on waivers or trade someone, I guess. So obviously, we did make the one trade, Stamkos for Ginla and Beck, which is a big one for us. Luke Shen there returns to the Lightning. Red Wings got Ethan Gauthier for him. Justin Schultz to the Hurricanes. Piszczek to the Bruins. Bjorkstrand to the Blackhawks. And then you got Taylor Hall and after the CU going to the Canadiens. They're making some big moves. They actually traded away Philip Misar and Logan Mailloux. Brian Dumoulin there to the Oilers. Graves to the Blackhawks. Middleton there to the Leafs. Teravainen to the Canadiens. They're adding up. Sharks got Ryan Strome. Trevor Moore there, the Sabres. So hopefully there's still, some of those good prospects available at the draft, as I definitely want to try and get Eisman from the Sens, as well as Willander from the Canucks. And so after the trade deadline, guys, just an updated look at the team. Eriksson X back to being our 1C. We got Zuccarello, Rossi, Cousin-Dino on the second line, who I think are all playmakers, which probably isn't ideal, but we are obviously not trying to do well. Third line, we actually got Beck there playing center between Lekkerimäki and Wheeler. We'll see how it does. We didn't really need him in the AHL, so I figured why not give him a shot in the NHL. I think, Wheeler too, we were trying to trade, but maybe he'll retire in his home state, which would be kind of cool. Defensively, there's no change. Same with the goaltending. So, we'll see what the team does last month and a half. Again, as I said, AHL team is still intact. Again, like Beck would be fourth line center AHL. Might as well give him some NHL games, which will hopefully help his growth. All right, guys, we're now in a season here with a record of 36, 40, and 6. So at least we had a negative record this time. And as you can see there, we did finish last place in the Central Division. Again, they're so stacked, though. Like the Jets there missed the playoffs with 90 points, finishing 6th there in the division. Now, we have 78. You can see in the Pacific, 3 teams below us. In the Atlantic, the Canadians are below us. Wait a minute, the Canadians were adding at the deadline. They traded for Stammer. They traded for like a handful of other guys I'm currently forgetting. I want to say like Gorgstrand or somebody. What were they doing if they got last in the Atlantic? That makes no sense. Metro here, you got a couple teams tied with us, Flyers and Islanders. So, it's going to come down to some tiebreakers there. Probably will determine the draft lottery results. I did see after trading away Stammer, we actually lost our next 6 games straight. So, I think it helped us out in doing a little bit worse, but we're still probably not going to have a top 5 pick. Hopefully, though, we at least have a top 10 pick. An HL team here looks to probably be making the playoffs. There's some games left, but they currently are in a spot. Demidov actually in score now, 57-67. I like seeing that. NHL-wise, Kaprizov, almost a point per game. And I'm not forgetting this time, guys, we'll take a look and see how everyone else did. So Eriksson Ek and Boldy both hit 66. Eriksson Ek was mostly playing second line this year as well, so pretty impressive. 19.5 minutes a night. Boldy, 21 minutes. Wheeler at 59. Again, was trying to trade him away. Maybe if he doesn't retire, we could bring him back for one more year. Zuccarello there, close to 60, but just minus 24. Again, like 37, 38. We gotta try and move on from these guys. Rossi at 50. Cousin-Dino, 43 is not bad. Faber, 39. I'd like for him to be putting up at least 50 points. He definitely has the skill set. I'm not sure, why he's not producing more. The rest of the guys, they're not scoring a ton. Lekkerimäki, I would like to see more than 29 points from playing third line, but not the worst. Owen Beck at 5 points, 21 games. Goaltending here, Gustafsson actually got the overwhelming majority of the starts. I thought they kind of split, and he had below 900. So another guy we could probably move on from. Wallstedt should be getting better. He had a 924. I know he was just a backup, but that's really good numbers. AHL-wise, and Oljevic there, over 900, which he should in the AHL. And look at this, Demidov, Yurov, Firstov, the OV line, we should call that, all basically identical, 57, 57, 56. I kind of love that, the OV line. I just laughed at myself, I'm sorry. Comtois, Shaw, Phillips, Terry there, all in the mid-40s, all right. So, we have some things coming. Obviously, we just traded for Beck and Iginla. I think the team's got to give out prospects, but they're all just like solid. We don't really have any superstars aside from Demidov. McDavid there, again, won the RS Trophy, 111 points. Behind him is McKinnon, Hyman, 101. No 50 goals, though. His dad mustn't have, paid off the refs enough this year or something. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys saw all that stuff on Twitter, but absolutely ridiculous, I thought. Defensively here, Makar again leading the way, 94 points. Yossi behind him. What? JJ Moser had 69? Up to an 87 overall there with elite potential? What? How did JJ Moser? 69 points with the Coyotes. That is insane. He outscored Fox, Hughes, Bouchard. Okay, that one's crazy to me. Goaltending there, I think Georgiev had most wins there with the Avs back-to-back seasons. Best save percentage for a starter looks to have been Ottinger, 916. And the best goals against here is also Ottinger. So with 39 wins, he should be winning the Vezina unless something weird happens. And then Calder Trophy, Will Smith, 64 points, plus 21. Yeah, he should be a lock. Was only 81 overall and playing potentially first line, at least second line there with the Sharks. Michkov made the NHL this year, 56 there. Same with Brant Clark. Okay, so some interesting things. All right, guys, our HL team did make the playoffs. And like I was saying, I want to give the OV line a chance. We got Firstov, Demidov, and Yurov all playing on the first line. We even got Ovchynnikov, third line center. I just think that's kind of funny. So let's see what they can do. This is probably going to be their only chance. I assume Demidov will make the NHL team next year. Elite potential. He's already 75. He'll probably get to like a low 80s. So we got a couple games here in Rockford. And we win the first in OT, win the second. Just have to win one of the next 3 games, being a best of 5. And there we go. We actually swept Rockford there in the first round. Next year, we got the Milwaukee Admirals. Again, we're the away team. 2 games here in Milwaukee. We lose both. We now have to do a reverse sweep, which is going to be tough. And we won the first, or I guess we won game 3, but lost game 4. So, I mean, AHL team at least, was competitive there. Made to the second round of the playoffs. I think, we do have a lot of young players coming up who are still in junior, not even, signed yet. So, I think we'll for sure be getting a Calder Cup at some point. Of course, Stanley Cup, though, is our priority. LA Kings there won the Cup. And Milwaukee Admirals actually won the Calder. So, lost the eventual champ. I always like when that happens. You can kind of say, you would have gotten second had you played them in the final. Are you kidding me? Let's go!
Never tell me the odds.
Finally, some luck. We jumped from 6th overall to 1st overall. That's insane. I mean, we have our pick of the litter. Like I said, probably going to get James Higgins. Behind us at 2, San Jose. Seattle there at 3. You got Montreal, actually, with the Calgary pick, picking 4 and 5. Are you kidding me? That's kind of nasty for them. Pretty sick spot to be in. Back-to-back picks in the top 5. Obviously, they did just give away 2 solid prospects for Stamkos. I'm not too sure what Kent Hughes is doing over there, but, I mean, he's got a good chance to make up for it, unless, of course, he does, get fired here before the draft. So, we'll take a look at retired players. Brent Burns there calls it a career. Almost 1,000 points. Giordano is 41 now. Edler, Mark-Edward Vlasic makes sense. Frolik was still in the game. Same with Chason Lewis. You know what? I don't see Blake Wheeler here. So, Wheeler's coming back. I don't mind extending him. And then, like I said, if we're not in the playoff spot, we trade him. If we are, obviously hold on to him. James Reimer there, basically the only goalie. And Brent Burns is actually now a coach, which is always cool to see, a guy like him behind the bench who's so, unique looking. All right, guys, I'm so excited to click A here. Enter the NHL draft. Let's go! Like I said, I'm assuming it'll be Higgins. We're taking 1st overall. I can't remember the last time I actually won a draft lottery. That's why I'm just so pumped right now. There could even be a franchise. There's no franchise guy, but still. I mean, Higgins there, high elite. Same as Celebrini. Behind him, you got some German guy here. Henrik, medium elite. Isaiah Pelik from Poland, unknown. Then you go Michael Misa at 4. You got Porter Martone there, also medium elite. Logan Hensler, Roger McQueen. So, most of the real guys. But I'm not going to overthink it. Matthew Schaefer here as well. I just saw play in those Pits last home game of the year. He's a pretty solid player. Probably going to be a top 10 pick in the NHL. But like I said, Higgins is the guy for us. High elite, guaranteed. Popped off playing whatever U.S. league he was in. 104 points, 68 games. Wow, NHL ready. Similar style Nick Backstrom. Yeah, no reason to overthink this anymore. Why is it not letting me pick him? There was some sort of glitch happening there. It literally wasn't letting me pick him. It just kept saying pin and stuff. But here we go. James Higgins, only 77. I definitely would have preferred him to be a low 80, but that is okay. Also, too, guys, while I'm here, I definitely should, check gems and stuff. Almost forgot. So, Ravensburgen, going to be early 3rds, a gem. Roger McQueen at 8 doesn't really matter for us. Zachary Morin, I don't think we're going to have a second that early, but maybe we will. Ivankovic there, also going to be an early 3rd gem goalie. Kill Doc, early 2nd. I think he's just medium top 6. Jonas Wu, I think this is Jet Wu's brother. We can get him early 3rd round as well. Will Sharp there in the 2nd. I think he's got high top 6. Henry Brucewick here on the Knights, I think, is a medium top 4. He's going to go early 2nd as well. Adam Knack, probably medium top 6. Alright, guys, so now next year I'm trying to get Tom Willander from the Canucks with Tyler Myers, who's just there for the salaries on an expiring deal. For Zuccarello and a 4th, I think Willander and Faber could be a sick top pair in the future. Again, for whatever reason they have him on the block, trying to take advantage, especially since his value is actually almost identical to Zuccarello's, who we're trying to move. See what the Canucks say. Trades accepted. Alright, so I think that's a big time trade. This team is definitely going to be stacked in the future. Now, I was just reading somebody's comments saying how we got to go get Noah Ostlund, as him, Lekremaki, and Ogren all played their juniors together, I think, for a few years. So, unless he got traded, he should still be on Buffalo. There he is. 2178, medium top 6. If we could have them all on the line, I think that'd be pretty cool. So, his value there is nothing crazy. Alright, guys, so my offer for Ostlund is Bradley Nadeau here, 2074, so 4 overall less, but 1 year younger. Plus Chisholm, 2578. Probably not going to be an NHL defenseman. I think they like Chisholm. Maybe they do this because it's pretty fair otherwise. Trades rejected. Okay. I mean, I thought that was kind of fair. Alright, guys, so since they're playing such hardball here with Ostlund, I'm giving them an insane offer. I'm giving them their 2nd round pick back in exchange for our 4th round pick back. And again, Ostlund's only slightly better than Nadeau here. See what the Sabres say. I mean, okay, I feel like I'm going to eventually get him, but right now is not the time. And now next year, guys, I'm making a massive move. I didn't want to, but Jonas Brodin, 31, 88 overall. I feel like this is going to be his peak value. From here on out, he probably just drops in rating. If we can trade him for Cole Eiserman, I think this team is going to be absolutely nasty for, the next 5 years. You got Higgins now. You got Demidov. All we'll maybe need is another young defenseman to go with Faber. So we'll see 1 for 1 what the Senators say. Wow, trades accepted. Okay, so that was a big-time move. But again, you look at what this team has now. Kaprizov, Higgins, Boldy, Demidov, Yzerman, Faber, Lekremaki, Rossi. We are set. And now next you guys are trying to get traded the Vegas Golden Knights. As you can see, they still have Hill and Thompson. Both of them though are on expiring deals. This Whitehead goalie on the block, 22-73 medium starters, not that bad. Main reason for the trade though, I'm trying to get their first round pick, which is 9th overall, offering up Gustafson here, who is signed for a pretty good contract, I think. Bradley Nadeau there, we're just trying to trade, plus Buffalo 2nd rounder. To get the 9th overall pick, I'm thinking try and get defenseman here. As I was saying, we got tons of good young forwards now. We obviously have Wallstedt in goal plus Vinny. Now we got to work on the defense. Vegas has both these things on the block. Values on our side. Trades rejected, quite far off. Maybe if we just turn the Sabres 2nd rounder into, I mean, we'll just keep ours. We can give them the 1 pick earlier. Islanders 2nd rounder. There we go. Okay, so just moved up 20 spots. Hopefully we can get somebody sick here. I'll just sim to our pick at 9. Roger McQueen just went, 77 medium elite. You got Frondell there, 78 medium elite. Hensler, 77. Porter Martone and Michael Misa going to Montreal at 4 and 5. What a couple back-to-back picks there for the Canadians. Pellick here, 80 overall medium elite defenseman to the Kraken. And then this Heinrich guy, 82 medium elite, a left-wing sniper. So worst case, we're getting Matthew Schaefer. Could also take this Trethewey guy. Similar style to Chris Chelios. NHL ATA's 1 year. Let's see, what is Schaefer's? NHL ready, it says. But they're not positive on that. Also, he definitely does not play like Edward Vlasic. That's wrong. I think we had him on the Salt Lake City team. Didn't turn out, but I think with more minutes, he could be better for us. So we got a decision here. I definitely want one of the defensemen. This guy's 3 A's, 3 B's. Schaefer's got 2 A's, 3 B's, and a C, but he's also got guaranteed X factors. Let's take the kind of safe pick in Schaefer. 74 high top 4 defenseman. I don't think that's too bad at all. At number 9. I'm just kind of curious though. The other guy, Trethewey there, 75 high top 4. All right, so 1 overall higher, no X factors, so probably evens out. If not even, we got the better player. Actually can see. Oh wow, how did we miss him? Detroit, Valentenko, 80 overall, immediately defenseman at number 15. Defensive D-man there. What a pick for the Red Wings. You can see Malcolm Spence went 1 before, so yeah, great pick there by the Red Wings. Even the Devils here, Kochi, 79 immediately defenseman. Is he another Russian guy? It's not showing. He's got 4 X factors. Where were our scouts? Come on. Those are the kind of guys I was looking for. Big time defenseman of the future, but that's all right. Hopefully here can get another nice pick. I mean, Bruce Wicks is nice to go. I think he's like me in top 4. We're not going to overthink this one. And yeah, he is me in top 4. 2nd overall already. I don't think that's a bad pick at all there. And our next pick here, guys, is end of the 2nd. I mean, we could take Gabriel Daigle. Are you kidding me? Literally next to go. There's not going to be better value than a medium elite goalie late in the 2nd. Already 72 overall. We just traded away Gustin. We got him, Vinny, Wallstedt. So, I mean, we got all the best goalie prospects in the NHL. Literally lucked into him, though. We now have pick number 69. Got to make sure this one counts. Potential-wise, Jonas Wood's the highest there. Could be high elite. I know it's not, but I mean, he might be medium top 4. We'll take him because the other 2 guys we have pinned goalies. We don't really need a goalie. High top 6. Okay, so early 3rd, we definitely could have gotten somebody probably a little bit better, but not the end of the world. Ivankovic here from Mississauga. We'll take him, and he's a medium starter. I mean, early 3rd, could have still probably been a little bit better, but like there's not, terrible picks by any means. Now at this point, you got this goalie here, could be medium elite. We have so many goalies, but it's probably just the best value we're going to get. 48 overall, medium starter. That's actually our last pick in the draft, so let me just double check there's no one we think could be a stud. And yeah, look at the potentials here. Everything's like at most, 2 bars or whatever. So probably not worth trading for. Like I was saying, I do think we'll definitely have to trade a, star forward for a star defenseman in the future, but overall, like, look at that draft. We cannot be upset. And we also have a big decision here, guys. Do we want to re-sign our NHL head coach? I think I'm going to for sure let the associate and assistant go, as I'd like to bring in, like, an associate with A+ power play, assistant, A+ PK. And neither of these guys had that. The head coach here, I mean, he's got a B overall. If we are trying to, turn it around now, we just got that first overall pick. Can probably bring in somebody better. So I think we're going to have a whole new coaching staff in the NHL, especially since it looks like our goalie coach retired. I feel like the goalie coach retires literally every other year. All right, guys, we're at the re-sign phase here. As you can see at the bottom, we have $39 million in cap space. Obviously, we're saving like an extra $13 million this year from the Parise Suter buyouts being dropped so much. Trade away Brodin, Zuccarello. Favor, though, did get his extension, $8.2 million. Now, the first player here with re-sign is Kazantinov. Obviously, could not give him an extension. And he wants 2 years, $2 million. I think that's pretty fair. He actually stays on RFA if we do 2 years, so could work out well, especially if he ends up being, passed by the guys on the roster. Marco Rossi here, I'd like to keep long-term. 3 years, 4.6. His contract asks here are much more reasonable. We have the money now. In the future, we might not, especially if he gets better. So I would do like a 6x6 for him. See what he says. I think if he's playing top 6, he should end up being like at least an 86, if not 87. Blake Wheeler for the right price. 2.9. We'll probably have the money. Matt Dumb 82, bring back for 1 year. He wants $3 million bucks. He's an 82. We have like no bodies on D. I'll offer like 275. I'll show you guys the defense right now. So for right now, you got Faber Spurgeon. If we bring back Dumba, Myers, I don't really see us bringing back. I mean, could be a bottom pair guy. We really have nobody. Klingberg as well. Could still use on the second power play. The thing is, like, we're actually trying to be competitive this year. I feel like Myers on a 1 year play bottom pair. That's fine. Klingberg, though, I think I'll release for now. Obviously, we could still sign him for agency if we change our mind. And now Willander here needs a contract. So what I was thinking, too, looking at the depth chart, I feel like Willander, Schaefer, the left and right hander respectively, would be a 6 second D pair for us in the future. Really, I want just like a really good elite guy on the left side to play with Faber. Bottom pair, like that's super easy to fill in with free agency or whatever. So basically, we're just missing a top pairing left-handed defenseman. I think once we have that, this team will be set for the future. And in regards to goalies here, guys, Walsall, of course, is now going to be our starter. I think Miljevic could come back, be the backup. He's been a good soldier for us. He wants league min. That's actually perfect. Peretz there, Whitehead will be the 2 AHL goalies. Obviously, we got Daigle, Vinny coming up. We've even got a couple, medium starters there. We don't need to draft a goalie for literally the rest of this franchise, and we'll be fine. Now, I'm curious to see what Firstov wants. 900K for 2 years. He's already 81. I think that's a good deal. Maybe he can make the NHL team, maybe not. Dewar as well, like $1 million bucks, play 4th line. Poulin here, I think, could also be like a 4th liner. We'll do 2 years, $1 million bucks. And James Hagen's here, only being a 77. Won't make the NHL team his first season, but could be like 1st line center in the AHL. All right, guys, there we go. Kazadinov said yes to that 2-year bridge deal. Chisholm, just AHL player. Rossi didn't want the 6x6. I thought that was pretty fair. Noljevic, though, coming back, league min. Dumba there as well. Help out with the defensive depth. Dewar, Myers, we're not happy with the team's success. I mean, he wasn't even on the team. That's fine. Hunt's just AHL. Same with O'Rourke. First off, might be NHL. Poulin probably will be. Again, Hagen's AHL. So I think the rest of this is just AHL players. I was looking at it too, guys. It's a good thing we have so much cap space because Kaprizov here probably going to want like 12, 13 million, depending obviously how he does. But he's currently at 92. Now, if Rossi here just wants 3 years, I mean, we can do that. Offer 4.5. And I think it'd be cool to bring Blake Wheeler back here as well. So we'll do 1 year, 275. I do want Myers on the bottom pair. We'll try 1 year, $2 million. We'll overpay just to get it on a 1 year deal. The Rossi said yes to the 3 year. Wheeler wants more money. Myers, though, said yes. Wheeler's the last guy we got to resign. You know what? I'll just give him what he wants. And there we go. So we still have almost 30 million in cap space. I think the cap floor minimum, we'd have to spend at least 10 million. So forward-wise, we're good. Goalie-wise, we're good. We need at least 1, probably 2 defensemen, though. Also, too, guys, before we get to free agency, I almost forgot to show you the playoff tree and the awards again. It's just not making the playoffs is totally, like, throwing me out of rhythm. So, the Kings here beat the Ducks in 7. I'm surprised they made the playoffs. Blues in 6, Avs in 6, and then the Bruins there in 6 in the Stanley Cup Final. We're looking at the awards, so I think the team awards, we know all of those. Individually here, you got McDavid with the Art Rush Trophy. His 5th straight, the only guy there. That is crazy. Also got the Hart Trophy. McCarr, 2nd straight. James Norris. Lady Bang as well, back-to-back years. Will Smith, they got the Calder. Fiala, Conn Smythe. Andre got the Vezina as he predicted. Darcy Kemper there got the William M. Jennings. You got McDonough with the Bill Masterton. Capitals coach Jack Adams. Kopitar Selke. McDavid, Ted Lindsay. Also in the Maurice Richard. So just the year of McDavid. AHL-wise, Milwaukee Admirals there. We got the Calder Cup. Peterson there had the most points. MVP. Most goals, though, was Farinacci. Helenius there was the best rookie. Wimbledon Lynn, best defenseman. Vanacek, best goalie. Down to the AHL, that's tough for him. Leroux, MVP of the playoffs. Peterson also got sportsmanship. Beliveau, community involvement. And then Zarenko there with the lowest goals against. Like I was saying, guys, it's now time for free agency. We got tons of money. All we're looking for is like an elite defense. We probably could use like, a couple more rental forwards. We got a lot of young guys. If they don't grow, our team's going to be tough. So, I mean, Stamkos ended up in free agency again. It makes sense he went and re-signed Montreal if they're rebuilding as well. Marchand's there. Verhaeghe wants the most, though. 11.5, probably just because he's younger at 29 years old. Defensively, you got Hronek, and that is it. I mean, no, like, Quinn Hughes or anything in free agency quite yet. Kel Granlund's there. Adam Larson. I mean, I'm not going to spend money just to spend money. It definitely has to make sense. Take a look at goalies out of curiosity. Saros is there, so if we need an elite goalie, he would definitely be a good option. Devin Levi should be RFA. Yeah, just double checking. 2A goalies here we'll take a look to. Anyone's crazy. I mean, Zavragin here, 1975 is actually so good for medium starter. Gave him the max deal. Let's see. Which team is he currently on? Philadelphia. I don't know why they wouldn't resign him. Honestly, I don't even know if I have the goalie spots. So if we have, max goalie spots, then that's fine. I'll sign somewhere else. Now, this is Elias Simdud available. Was never drafted. 1956, low top 6. We can get him for free, definitely worth it. Now we lost a really good Swedish defensive defenseman in Brodin. We could sign Larson here, right-handed instead of left, but I mean, solid 85 overall, a few X factors. Probably be like a second pairing guy, just have Spurgeon, Faber on the top. A lot of righties on this team. 3 years pays him until he's 35. We could do $6.5 million. I think, you know, we'll have the money. Worst case, shouldn't be like a terrible contract to move. And look at this, guys. Jacob Middleton's available in free agency. He wants almost $6 million and 83. I was kind of eyeing Dumoulin. I mean, same range as Middleton, 4 years older, but he wants $3 million bucks less just to play bottom pair, give us, you know, a good PK guy. I'm looking at 2 years, and I would do like 3.25. I think, you know, short-term, more money makes more sense than, like, long-term and slightly cheaper. And then look at the top forwards here, guys. I feel like we could bring Stammer back. I don't know, like, trade at the deadline, bring him back. It's happened before. Would he do it with our team? Maybe. Could also go after Marchand, who's 3 overall higher. Last year, he kind of popped off. I can't believe the Bruins captain is actually leaving Boston. I wish, you know, captains, guys who've been on teams for longer, have, like, more loyalty somehow built into the game. I'm not sure if that's something we can do in the future, but it'd be pretty cool, I think. So, I mean, we could try Marchand. He's 3 overall higher than Stamkos. The money, we're going to have money. He also just wants 1 year. So, I don't know, 11 million bucks for 1 year. If we're not in a playoff spot, we flip him. If we are, hold on to him for the run. And now Boston here offering us 2 seconds for Wheeler, a 4th and a 5th. I mean, we literally just signed him, but wow. Boston's actually where Blake Wheeler started his NHL career, so I'm going to have to say yes to that one. The fact Boston's giving us 2 seconds for Wheeler, but letting Marchand go. Some of these GMs make some questionable decisions for sure. Sim there, I think he was like the low top 6 forward. Dumoulin said yes, again, just kind of helping to bolster that defense. Zabergan, the goalie, so I mean, just another solid goalie prospect. Marchand said yes, wow, okay. Larson too, so I mean, having all that money definitely benefited us. He had more points than Kaprizov even last year. We still have $13.5 million cap space. I think we're just going to hold on to it. We should have enough players to fill out the lineup. And if we are competing at the deadline, obviously nice to have that money. And if not, just doesn't make sense, I don't think, to randomly spend it right now. No one worth it. And I'm looking for a new head coach, guys. There's 6 available. Only 1's an A+. Raymond Fain here. He's actually A+ everything. So luckily, owner mode turned off. I'm just going to give him a stupid offer. That way we for sure get him. The Ducks hopefully cannot match that. So we should be, you know, a much better team now. Not even due to our roster, but just because we have that, you know, awesome head coach. And I think we could use a couple AHL defensemen, guys. I'm looking here. We got McIsaac. Obviously, it was a Red Wings prospect. Get him 2 years league min. He could even end up being an 80. Same with Alexiev here with the Capitals. We'll do the same thing. 2 years league min. Worst case, we'll let them go at the end of it. You've also got Cody Glass available, former 6th overall pick. Only a 79. Maybe give him 1 more chance. We'll do a 1 year here. Same with Isaac Lundstrom. These are guys, you know, 1st round picks. Lundstrom maybe he's a year younger. We'll do 2 years. Looks like we'd have to trade away some of our worst contracts. We are getting close to the max. And so next year, guys, dumping off some players. The Avs, Nylander, Raska, Parker, Comtois for a 4th. They say yes. I still don't know, like, why, you know, certain teams do that. They were, like, very low on contracts. The Avs always are. They're my go-to in terms of trading away extra players. So right there's a scout. I try to get a bunch of like new B scouts. We got an NHL goalie coach, as I mentioned, all new NHL staff. Associate coach there, he had A+ power play. The assistant coach was an A+ PK. Still waiting to hear back from the head coach, and he declined. The size of the team mark is not what I'm looking for. Come on. All right, guys, we're offering this head coach $8 million. I told the owner he's got to believe in the plan. We need a good head coach. Crazy that like, you know, we already offered him like $1 million extra, and he said no. Also, too, Isaac Lundstrom's there, said yes, so he's for the AHL team. Same with Cody Glass, Alexiev, and McIsaac. And there we go, finally, Fain joins the team. We just had to get paid. Had nothing to do with the team market. He was just being greedy. Wow. And look at this trade from the Flames. This is one we kind of have to consider. Mackenzie Weegar for Eriksson Ek. Some mid-round picks involved, but definitely a hockey trade. Taking on an extra $1 million in salary cap space. Both guys under contract for a while. The thing is, Eriksson Ek is one of the better, like, two-way players in this game. I think, you know, he gives us very good chemistry on the PK. Quick draw X factor there, even though he's only got 79 faceoffs. I like the fact, too, he's been with the team for a while. Weegar plays the left side, but he is right-handed. We already got a lot of right-hand defensemen, like I was saying. I think we hold on to Eriksson Ek, but I do think it's a very good trade offer. Yeah, I'm going to say no just due to loyalty, basically. And that was kind of funny, guys. The Penguins are trying to offer us Goligoski for a 6th. I'm pretty sure I traded him away for a 6th. The very first trade I ever made, so gonna say no, but kind of funny. And now check this out, guys. We're at the beginning of the season. The Sabres now have Ostlund on the blocks. This worked out perfectly for us after they were trying to, you know, take us for everything to get him. Now 80 overall as well. We'll probably just be in the AHL again this season. Ostlund we're just taking back for like the roster / cap. Myers we actually don't need on defense anymore, so retaining 50% to make this trade happen in terms of the salary. Again, he gets to go back to the team that drafted him. Also train over Owen Beck. He's not bad, but I mean the same age as Ostlund, who's 3 overall higher. So I think I like this deal for us. Let's see. Trades accepted. So much cheaper price than we were trying to get at the draft. And like I was saying, guys, we're on the start of next season, so I'll show what the team is looking like. I'm really excited. I don't think, we're for sure going to make the playoffs, but we should be competitive, and obviously tons of young players are starting to make the jump to the NHL. So first line's the same as it was last year. We got Kaprizov, Eriksson, and Boldy. Only a +2, but again, we got the A+ everything head coach, so they should do well. Second line here, Lecker-Mackey getting a big chance in the top 6, playing with Rossi and Marchand. I feel like playing with an elite player like Marchand could really help him grow. Third line, I decided to bring the Ov line to the NHL. We got Firstov, Kazadinov taking over for Yurov, and then Demidov. He's only a 79, but he's going to have a good chance to play there on that third line, probably second power play. We got Beckman, Dewar, and Poulin, so that's our fourth line. Defensively here, we got Faber on the left side now with Spurgeon. They get a +5 chem boost. We got Larson and Lambos in the second pair. Lambos is an 80 already at 22 years old, so might have actually got lucky here with his growth. We'll see how he does playing top 4 minutes. Dumoulin, Dumba, I think, is very solid for the bottom pair. Goaltending-wise, we got Wallstead, who's now an 87 starting. Iljovic there backing him up. In terms of the AHL team, you got Pret, 78, Zavragin, 77. Again, we are set in goal. I mean, this might be one of the sickest AHL first lines I've ever had. Eisman, Hagens, and Yurov, like, they should just dominate. Even the second line, you got Cody Glass there playing with Ostlund and Ogren, so reunited those two. Hopefully they can make the NHL soon. Play with Lecker-Mackey. Ovchinnikov there with Stromel's on the AHL team, and Lundstrom on the third line. You got Lorenz, Bank here, and Kumpalainen on the fourth. And you know, I just realized instead of Kumpalainen, Riley Height here is actually a 75 now, so he's 1 overall higher. We'll try him on that fourth line. Defensively here, most of these guys are just going to be like good AHL players, aside from Willander, who hopefully actually make the NHL team soon. And before in the episode, guys, I'll show you our ratings heading into next season. Let me know in the comments section, like, how you think the team will do. So we've got 95 offense. I think that's actually one lower. 84 defense, 86 goaltending. So ratings have gone down slightly. But again, we've had a lot of young players who are going to grow throughout the year. We got a better coach. I'm optimistic. So stay tuned for the next episode, guys. If you enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.